that's illustrated conceptually in this piece of literature, let's say, because what the psychological meaning of what God tells Abraham is that all people are subject, and I mean not equally, obviously, all people are subject to the tyranny that precedes freedom. And that idea is repeated over and over in the Old Testament. It comes out most particularly in the story of Moses, right? Because of course that's the story of movement from tyranny. Where do you go from a tyranny? It's an absolute catastrophe. You go from a tyranny into the desert, you know, where you starve. It's harsh. That's what happens in the story of Exodus. And so that's so interesting too, because what it means is that sometimes if you're going to move uphill, the first thing that happens is you move downhill a lot. And so if you want to escape from the straits that bind you now, you're not going to move forward and go up. You're going to move forward and go down. And that's another reason, this is also something that Jung talked about a lot, is that, you know, on the road to enlightenment, you encounter all the things that you don't want to encounter first, like all the weaknesses of yourself, all the realizations of the tyranny of the world and the catastrophe of nature and all of that. And so you step out of your encapsulation, your ignorant encapsulation, and it's immediate plummet into something that's a desert, let's say, where everything is chaotic and where you're wandering around without direction. A real catastrophe. So it's, you know, because one of the things you might ask yourself is that if enlightenment is possible, then why aren't people enlightened? Because if it was just a matter of going from a good place to a better place, it's like, well, man, let's just get at it. It's no problem, right? Why would we ever stop doing that? But it seems not to be that. It's that you're here and that's not good and it's unstable and you step out of it and it's like down to where you don't want to be. And you have to contend with that, and then maybe you can start your struggle upward. And so God is telling Abraham this, and he's also telling him that it's okay. It's rough though. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again. That's the Israelites, the descendants of Abraham. For the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. God is going to leave the tyrants alone until they've manifested their full tyranny for reasons that we don't fully understand.